Hello and welcome back, everyone. Thanks for tuning in our weekly recap episode.
Welcome back, everyone. This is the first time in a while we did back-to-back weeks. So this is exciting and fun. And I think we finally nailed down a schedule. Tuesday nights, release Tuesday at midnight. And you guys should hear this Wednesday. So good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, or whenever you choose to listen to us.
Oh, good night. You forgot to say good night.
Yeah, maybe we put you to sleep.
Yeah. Either way, thanks for tuning in. So
that's just feeling a little under the weather today, actually.
Yes.
So she's really fighting and pulling through this. But, she's here.
I have to get better by Monday.
Well,
I start my job on Monday.
That's crazy. How long have you had off? How long have you been off?
For 2.5 months, yeah.
Wow.
I know. They went by so fast.
It did.
Super fast.
Well,
Man.
I know when you graduated college, you didn't get any time to get off.
No,
when you
I
went into your
didn't.
job.
Mm-hmm.
So you finally got that time off.
I know.
How did that work out?
Well, it was good, I think. I definitely got to spend more time like with my family, with my sisters, and just spending time with myself because you weren't here. And then just enjoying more time, like doing things I like going to the gym, going on hike and stuff like that. So I definitely did enjoy my time off. I wish it would have been with you, traveling more and stuff. But yeah, I don't know if I'm ready to go back to work. But
yeah, anyone else? If anyone else had this couple months off, and how did they? Feel free to reach out. And let us know what was your experience of taking a gap off and then going back to work.
I will let you know next week how my first week of work. Oh my gosh, I'm excited, because I'm gonna start having an income again, but nervous, but more excited because it's right here in town. So I don't even have to commute, so that's that to me was a bonus. I'm like, yes, I'll take it,
Yeah, let me tell you.
And it's a 2-minute drive from the house.
Oh my
so
goodness. Well, let me tell you from experience. My commute is about 10 minutes, 15 with traffic.
Oh my gosh.
It is amazing. I don't have to get on the freeway. I just have to go on. I just literally need to make 1, 2, 3 turns, and I'm at work.
Oh my
gosh. It's really great having a local commute. So I think you will enjoy that part of your job.
Yeah, mine's just off the freeway. I get on the freeway, then it's the next exit and there.
Yeah, what was your commute before?
Without traffic, it was 30 minutes.
30 minutes.
Yeah, with traffic, on my way there, it was about 40. On my way back was sometimes close to an hour, depending on the route I would take. Yeah.
Yeah. So how did that affect you and your job and coming home?
Commuting. I didn't like the commute.
Yeah.
It was. No.
You weren't one of those people that jammed out in their
car?
car?
I did. At the beginning I did. And then after a year I was like, okay, I'm tired of this commute, having to leave the house by I don't know, a certain time, being in the office by 7, and I feeling rushed, so.
Yeah. I know definitely there was not enough time to make breakfast unless you got up extra early, or if you pre-packed the night before. And one thing that I really enjoy about the local commute that I have is I can get home pretty quickly and have enough time to relax and then make dinner, or enough time to relax and then go out. And I feel like when you have a long commute, it's also part of your work day.
Yeah,
it just feels I know long commutes are tiring. And so you would work your 8-hour shift or whatnot, and then you'd have another 40 minutes
of driving back home.
Yeah.
Well, let's see how this new job turns out. I really hope it's good and it's what what I want. I hope.
Yeah. So how was it finding a job? What was your prospect into it, or how? Tell us about your journey of that, from going from one job to another, because I know you you left your job without having another job secured. That's that'd be risky.
Yeah. So I was actually already applying like before leaving, and I had an offer over in like the Grover Beach area, and I was like, like, you know, like I think I applied like, I don't know, a few weeks before leaving, and then around that time too, I was applying to other jobs, and these people over here called me probably the next day, and like, you know, like we set up an interview and everything, and like probably the last week of my work they had offered me a job, and I was like, oh, let me think about it, you know, like I told them to send me the job, the, you know, the, I don't know, the benefit package and like what their offering was, and you know, all the perks of the company. It was good. The pay was good, but to me, when I went to check out the facility, I just didn't vibe with the you know, environment, and like not only that, like the work itself wasn't interesting to me. But then I was like, oh, you know, I'll think about it because it's local, it's closer. The pay is good, and I would start off in a different position. And I thought about it for a few weeks, and I was like, yeah, I don't think I'm gonna take it. So then, you know, after leaving Canon and rejecting that offer, I started applying to a bunch of other places, and like I got like interviews and stuff like that, and close to a few offers, and yeah, like I felt like I didn't want to rush it, so like I took time looking for other companies and stuff. And, you know, fast forward, we're in May. We're in May, and yeah, I just continued applying, and I was like, there was a few in LA and one in San Diego, and then I applied to a few in San Jose as well, but I mostly got callbacks from LA, San Diego area. And you know, after like looking at all like the pros and cons of like moving out and like, you know, renting a place, and I was like, ideally it'd be best if I can stay in the area for a few years, you know. And I just started looking for other companies here in the area, and I was fortunate enough to find a local company in town. I was like, oh my gosh, you know, I just applied to it, like, not hoping, I mean, I wasn't hoping to get a call back, but that same night, the VP sent me an email. It's like, oh, hey, you know, I just saw that you submitted your application. You know, I'd like to further discuss and get to know you a little bit more, your experience and stuff like that. So, yeah. So that same week, we got a phone interview and an in-person interview, and then, like, you know, he did the references and all that, and they offered me the job.
Exciting.
Yeah, it's definitely different from what I used to do, like in terms of like the projects they do. So this company, it'll be more school public works, you know, and a few other private projects, but mainly public works. They work a lot with like schools and stuff like that. And the PM already mentioned to me what projects I'm going to be part of. So that's pretty exciting. One of them is that I'm looking forward to is a project at my old high school. So that's pretty awesome.
That's really cool. It all all pays back.
Yeah. So, you know, it's going to be pretty exciting being the project engineer for a project there at my old high school, you know, like that's pretty, I don't know, it's exciting. It's exciting, yeah. And I'm definitely looking forward to that. So, yeah.
Well, that's fun.
Sorry, I rambled off.
It's okay. It's all good information. But the one thing I did want to like try and pick out was, how many applications do you think you had? Like over 50, over 100?
Not over 100, but definitely over 50. I want to say, 50. Yeah. Like I did, like, I was constantly like on LinkedIn, you know, and Indeed, and just looking for companies. I would just look up, you know, companies and blah blah blah, or, you know, in whatever area I wanted to go into, and yeah. And then it just took me from one to another and to another, and yeah. So
you know, I also teach a class at Cal Poly, and my first quarter of teaching there, I really emphasized to the students to try and get a internship, and it's okay if you don't have the experience. Just put your name out there and really apply. And I had one student that was just like a monster, just applying to every single position that they can find. And like they took it to heart when I said, if you don't have they were applying for some really technical roles. I'm like, oh, that's good, you're only a sophomore, but that's great, you're applying. And I saw them the next quarter in what would it be, the winter quarter? And nope, they unfortunately they didn't get anything in the first quarter, but they kept going and kept applying. And at the end of the quarter, they're like, oh no, still haven't heard back. They had interviews, and they said it was a great experience because they hadn't done these type of technical interviews, but they mentioned that it was definitely a lot tougher questions, especially for engineering roles. They're gonna be more technical. And the student was not discouraged. I was like, I'm gonna keep going. And yesterday I had a class, and so I only teaching a lab. So about halfway through the lab, it's really just students working. The student comes in and says, guess what?
Wait, is it your student?
Yeah.
Oh, no way.
Yeah, came all the way to find me in class, and I teach from 6 to 9 p.m. So there's no one on campus besides people taking night class. And it was like, just wanted to tell you, after who knows how many applications, finally got an internship.
Oh my god.
So that was really cool. And, it just reminds me, just be persistent.
Yeah.
Put in that work. It doesn't have to be for a job. It can be for whatever you're working on, working in. Put in that work and it'll be rewarded.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Well, congrats to him or her. Definitely that's definitely something that they should feel proud of. And, that really shows about like people putting in the work and, they get rewarded afterwards. So that's good.
And that kind of leads us to the question we asked last week. And
yes.
in our Instagram page, we put a survey out, or kind of a question out?
No, it was like a question, and people could like add their comments or respond to it. So it was basically, what matters more for success, hard work or luck?
Yeah.
What's your thought on that, Ricardo?
That's a tough one because, if we go back to that student, was it the hard work, applying, or was it...
For him, was the hard work. I want to say, based on what you told me, him applying, not giving up after that interview, which I want to say, I gave him that how do you put it? I can't think of the word. It gave him the... Help me out here.
Like the hope that they can be heard?
Yes, that too. But after going through the first interview, he had an idea of what would be asked and how to better prepare himself or herself.
I see what you're going at. I'm just playing devil's advocate. I can say it was kind of luck. You might be like, wait, why would it be luck?
Why?
If you scratch so many scratchers, aren't you eventually going to get lucky and win one?
Yeah.
So,
if you put it that way, well, you haven't won anything with those scratchers.
I'm not a big scratcher type of person, but I get that itch when I walk into a gas station or a 7-Eleven. I'm like, I'm feeling lucky today, and 9 times out of 10 I don't win anything. So I do not recommend. I do not recommend buying scratchers because I think I've only won once, and I used that money to buy more scratchers.
And you ended up with 0.
And I ended up back at 0. So.
That question was asked on Instagram, and some of the comments, were similar. Or sorry, responses were similar. Like one of them was, for minorities, it's always hard work. And I can definitely agree to that. And like you said, some like for this kid, it could be luck or it could be hard work. But I think in the minorities, in the communities, where there's minorities, it's hard work, because you have to go out looking for those opportunities. It's not handed to you. You know what I mean? So.
No, I totally agree with that viewpoint where it does seem like the world is against you. I mean, take it this way as you may, but it does seem like sometimes as a minority you are struggling to climb up, and especially when you're in a workplace. I actually just had a meeting, a design review with a fairly large company, and it took when I was sitting down and I stepped back and I took a look at the people in the room. It was one female, one Hispanic, and that was me. And I don't even speak Spanish. so, so, so
you don't speak Spanish because you don't want to learn.
I'm trying. I'm
just
trying.
Kidding. No,
But
he tries.
right, you look at that situation and I'm thinking, man, me and her, we put in a lot of work to get where we wanted to get to, with the positions that we're at. I really enjoy my position at work, and I'm sure she's, happy with the position she's at. And you look at the room around, and it's unfortunate to say, but it's majority, American, white American in this room. And it's like, am I lucky to be here, or is it the hard work? And you definitely want to lean towards, no, it's the hard work that I put in.
It's the hard work, like.
And then you want to say like, oh, these people on the side of me, like, hopefully they put in the hard work and stuff too. So yeah, that was like a kind of an eye opener to me, that like this whole diversity thing in the workplace is a real thing, and it's and I see it now. Mm-hmm. So I'm pretty grateful and continue to work hard.
Yeah, definitely. What did you do? Sorry, we have a needy dog around here.
Yeah.
Going back to what you said about diversity and in the work environment, I definitely, at my previous company, I was probably the only Mexican, Mexican in my department, mm-hmm. and the youngest woman, in the department, within my department, and like the overall company, it was not very diverse. So yeah, there was times where I would question myself too, like, am I lucky to be here, or is it my hard work that got me here? But like you said, we gotta lean more towards hard work, because we did work hard. It took so many years to get through school, to all those sacrifices our parents made for us and ourselves, and paying our way through college and having multiple jobs. I know when I was in college I had like 3 jobs, and it was definitely a lot of hard work. So we gotta give ourselves some grace. So I don't know.
But I'll take the luck when I can. I will always take the luck.
Ricardo. So yeah, guys, that was our weekly recap, and stay tuned for another question that we will be posting up on our social media.
And so next week, actually, we want to dive into social media of all things, and if it fuels our need for validation. I know one thing, like in the professional world, LinkedIn is a thing. It's like a social media thing. Mm-hmm. And, putting your position there to feel validated is something that I think people do. Like, so a big thing is like coming in as like, which level are you coming in? Engineer 1, engineer 2, etc., etc.
Sometimes I try, but that's a topic we should talk about next week. But definitely, like, I've had my fair share with LinkedIn in the past few months, like on my my personal views and all that. So
yeah, and so like, and that's in the profession world, is like, we want to see, we want to show that we're successful, that our hard work got us this quote unquote position, this title that might make you feel good, and other people can see that I'm where I should be, or above where my peers or whatnot. Do you think that I think one thing we want to talk about next week is like, how is that good? Is that bad? or what is that doing to our impact of our self-worth? So, be sure to look out for the post and let us know what you think, because it goes beyond, LinkedIn and the work. It's also just in general what we see on Instagram, what we see on these other social media sites, and how that affects our well-being.
Yes. Definitely stay tuned for that post. So yeah, thanks guys. And we will be back next week with a special guest.
Next week we'll have a guest, a coworker of mine.
Okay, yeah. Yes, we will have Ricardo's coworker. Yeah, guys, thanks for tuning in, and we will see you next time.